live. Hey, Rolling D20s, thanks for the raid. Rose, you're still muted.
I'm aware. I'm just seeing if I can hear myself. No.
Nope. Nobody can. Can anybody hear us?
I can hear you.
Well, I mean, you guys can.
Yeah, can we hear people on... Is everybody available in the chat? Can you hear us?
Hello.
If not, we can hear. Okay.
We
can hear me.
Hear.
Can you hear Rose and everybody else?
Can
Because
you
that's
hear
separate,
moi?
because I'm doing the tag.
Da, 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 da.
Salted pork.
I'm getting more. We can hear. Yes, we can
Cool.
hear everyone. Thank you,
Thank
Red
you.
Justice. All right. First shout out. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Wednesday night Dead Reckoning episode. Tonight's episode is called... Steve, what are we calling last time? What are we calling this episode?
You sent me a message like 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
And it is called
no.
something along those lines. I don't know. What could
It's a
possibly
two-episode
go
or
wrong?
something.
That's what it is.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong? That's right. All right.
That's not at all.
We're professionals.
Oh, yeah. Introductions. I am Rose. I am the dungeon mistress for tonight, minus the leather gear. And this crazy bunch of people is our cast. We're a short one, unfortunately. Could not make it tonight. But we are rolling anyways because the majority of the cast is here. Okay. Let us start by introducing everyone. I'm just going to start from what I can see on my Zoom call. Mike, you go first.
Hi, Mike. I'm playing Velen Thundersoul, let's call him short attention span, storm cleric, paladin of the storm.
Sweet.
Very successful.
Kelly, you're next.
I am Kelly. I'm playing Grimace McFeisty. He's a red dragonborn warlock. He's a bit innocent, but not that innocent, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. And don't mind me. Sorry, I'm petting my cat.
Was wondering.
Heyo.
My cat.
By the way, we're an 18+ game, folks. So,
Petting my kitty.
Bethany, you're next.
Hi, I'm playing Claire Ancaster, the drunken monk, who has not had enough booze in the last few hours, and we need to rectify that.
We will. Last but not least, Steve.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Usually I'm the storyteller in these parts, but I am playing this evening the Warforged Cleric of the Forge, who's aptly named LaForge. And I'm also an artificer now.
Nice. All right, so Dead Reckoning is our game, and mostly what's been happening is straight out of the gate, not so much. Episode 2, was it episode 2 or 3? No, it was episode 2 or something like that. Y'all make it to where you're supposed to get to, and you kidnap a body. What the hell, you guys? And then on top
I
of
did
that,
not condone that.
on top of that, you also steal the person who got you their ship. who
I also
then
did not
chased-
condone that.
Who then chased after
Borrowed
you.
it.
Got it back. Yeah.
So it wasn't stolen; it was borrowed.
Okay, we're just gonna go with it. Point is, y'all somehow managed to get out of that okay, and now the open sea is before you.
We
Just
gave
some
it.
clarity.
We gave the ship back. I just want that to go on
Mhm.
record.
Oh
Yep.
yes, this is going on record that you did give the ship back.
Eventually.
And you did discover a very strange thing, Velen specifically.
We didn't
when
even
you,
break it.
Well, I mean, when you did that little scorch mark into the ship, you were trying to leave a message or make a point.
Actually, I was just curious. She was far too obsessed with the ship.
And curiosity kind of skinned Calamity a little bit. But then you healed it, so that made it better. But
I
you
still
learned a
punched
thing.
him in the face.
That is true. Yes.
You did punch him, that's for sure.
Ironically, I could have actually blocked it, but I didn't. But anyway,
I let you have that.
Gentlemen.
I let you have that. All right. So that was the last episode. Yeah, now the open ocean is before you. Want to take some time to get to know the ship, folks, or what would you like to do?
get a smaller ship.
Well, actually, speaking of which, there's some clarifications that I wanted to make because Rose only knows two kinds of ship: galleons, like the tall ship kinds that are way too massive for this crew to handle on their own, and schooners, which technically this crew can handle, but it's also a fantasy setting, bit steampunky, and I want to say most of these folks have seen, except for Grimace McFeisty. I was gonna call you just Feisty,
That works too, eh?
except for McFeisty over here. Yeah, these folks have seen at least some form or other of a water vehicle before and have run it before. So up to like 6 or 8 people can run a schooner. So this ship that you're on right now is a schooner. The ship that is Calamity's ship, it is technically a smaller ship, is known as a sloop. So the fact that her little catchphrase is everyone needs a little chaos, or a little chaos needs to come into your life once in a while, literally, it's a little chaos. It's like a one-masted mainsail, aft sail ship that at least a crew of like one person can handle. They stay up. I've done research. I've Googled it. At least 1 to like 120 people can like recommendedly pirate it. But anyways, the point is, the ship sizes now sort of vary realistically, kind of what you're going for. So this Frontenacian ship is more for cargo than it was technically for an attack. So that's why there was only just the crew of like Calamity and her 2 boys, essentially.
We need to
Awesome.
arm the ship.
Yeah, does it have cannons and such?
I assume Velen and LaForge, you guys are going to be doing just a huge like
Inventory?
inspection of the whole ship. Yeah,
Take
basically
stock.
inventory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We could
Mm.
become
Actually-
honest tradespeople.
Technically, this is a tradesman's ship. Claire, you would have probably been able to maybe recognize it if you maybe paid attention to some of your dad's talks about the types of ships. But this does look like it's kind of bulky and can do passages and like take on passengers, take on cargo, and that sort of stuff. So this is perfect for a bunch of starting out pirates at the very least.
Good. It should mean they have some booze stocked somewhere.
They do. Do you want to do an investigate check for me?
Calamity was on board, so chances are that's.
Hmm. Could still be
She
her
sort of
supply.
migrate the booze with her.
And there's my cat.
Nat
Smoky
20.
kitty. Yeah, you immediately know where to go instantly for for
Beeline.
finding booze. You just beeline to the sort of the near the brig, near the bottom of the ship, where a lot of their storage and cargo is. And you do find massive barrels, like in like sort of like those old underground cellars kind of thing. There's like barrel, and it's all probably the same exact stuff. Do you have a vessel to drink out of though?
I'm gonna go to the kitchen and grab a vessel and then come back.
Cool.
You
Grimace...
are not spigoting a barrel this size in the middle of the ship.
Well, you are going to the
No.
kitchen though, so Grimace and
Put
Jacqueline...
it in a smaller, get in a smaller barrel.
Grimace and Jacqueline are actually in the galley right now where you are headed. Jacqueline is just, when she first walked in, she was just tickled pink by the fact that it's a slightly larger kitchen. She didn't have to bring her pots and pans now. She just has extra. She's just going to use the old ones just for sentimental value. And anything that you're bringing in, Grimace, she's just super grateful and it's just like, you get first dibs of dinner, whatever you like there. I'm not too sure what you like there, honey, but I can make it for you.
Anything you make is just amazing, Jacqueline.
Oh, wonderful. Do you mind starting peeling the potatoes for me, darling? Unless you got important things you need to do.
Nothing is more important than me helping you out. I will happily peel your potatoes.
Wonderful. She gives you a paring knife, and there's a stack of potatoes that she rips open with her bare arms and pops in front of you,
Oh.
and a pot that she pops in front of you.
That is too hot
have-
on a woman ripping up a bag.
Woof! So it's kind of like one of those stock pots that on the ground. It kind of goes up to your like almost like your knee ish, and you just have that full.
Okay.
And Claire walks in. You see
Okay,
Grimace.
I need a chalice.
No chalices here, darling, but I do have a tankard right here.
That'll do.
Got
She
a
gives,
pot.
she gives it. She gives it a quick clean, and is like, what will you be doing with that tankard there, darling?
What do you expect? Filling it with drink.
Oh, did you happen to find drink there?
Yeah, there's barrels down in the brig.
All right then.
Hmm.
Thank you.
I'll let you to it.
Yeah,
And-
I take the tankard and walk back.
And you head back. Meanwhile, Velen and LaForge, I assume the two of you are working together to find some sort of ship list at the very least.
Yep.
So somewhere near where probably the like office is, like an office or something like that, is sort of in the middle-ish, near to the back, like from like the middle to the back of the ship, is sort of where this entire like thing is housed. You will find documents, papers, much more well organized than on Calamity's ship, for sure. Velen, you notice.
What a surprise.
But you do find an itemized list of everything in the stores of the ship. You see that there's a number of weaponry, a number of artillery, armor. You guys are basically decked out for at least arming a crew, or arming a small militia, I would say, but not anything that's like huge. Again, this is more of a merchant and carrying ship. This would have carried it to the location where they would have probably started off, and then probably gone into like a frigate or something like that, which would have carried the soldiers. But yeah, there was no set destination where this was supposed to go. This clearly was just like, we had this lying around. It's stocked just in case. Calamity, take it and go find the thing, you would assume. LaForge, you happen to find quite a number of mechanical accoutrements to this ship. For one thing, you head down to where there is some form or other of like where maybe like a forge could have been, but also a what are they called? They're like big, huge like heaters, sort of like inside the actual like base of the ship, sort of underneath
Okay.
where all the cargo is held.
Like boilers?
Boilers, thank you. Yeah, so sort of a boiler room at the very least. You do see mechanics where they can be converted into some form or other of air vehicle as well as a water vehicle. So the
Interesting.
possibility to upgrade that is possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna start to work on that.
If you let's see, knowledge. I'm just pulling up the. I'm also just pulling up a random character sheet, just like knowledges here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out, right? Like, it's not athletics, not really arcana.
No.
It's not performance.
Ooh, anything to do with vehicles. I'll let you do a roll on that one, or some form or other.
I don't have anything to do with vehicles.
Or Velen, if you want to help him out, you can always do a roll or like a d20 and add your proficiency with water vehicles.
Water-based vehicles?
All right, I'll just roll a d20 then.
Y'all might have some knowledge. Flying ships are not impossible in this world. You've probably seen one or two.
16 plus whatever.
So looking
Okay.
for a knowledge is probably intelligence. That's not going to go well.
Actually, before do you want to do more of a knowledge check or?
18.
Oh, do I want to do? Yeah, I could do intelligence.
And the two of you are working together too, so.
Nice.
19.
18 and 19.
Okay, your combined efforts, you do realize actually that this is not only just a water vehicle. This is not just a water vehicle. This is also an air vehicle. It will absolutely convert into a airship, due to mechanics that I can't seem to figure out. But it does have the ability to do so. Just above like your heads on the ceiling ish, or on the above your heads on the ceiling. I'm just repeating myself. That's all. There looks to be like folded wings of some kind, and the boiler, though cool, does have some ability to be lit, and it does have actually some coal and wood in there that can be sparked up. So it looks like the ship by itself doesn't need that per se, but when it comes to actually flying it, it will need fuel of some kind.
Can I tell what type of fuel it would need?
Just your regular wood. It needs something to burn.
There's also the concern of knowing how to fly it and then knowing how to land it.
Oh, picky.
There are no
It's a minor concern.
I mean, if with your combined knowledge, the two of you would have come to the conclusion there are no wheels here. Landing is strictly has to be done in the water.
There are no wheels yet.
Yet.
One step at a time, man.
Yeah, so this thing can fly. I would say the amount of fuel that's left in there currently, in the actual container, that actually does the burning in the actual boiler itself, can probably do like at least an hour of travel in the air. But there's also a ton in the room around you as well. The only thing is someone would have to man the furnace down here.
Huh.
While one of you steers the ship as you would up above. Sort of a two-man kind of job.
For right now, that should be an emergency situation. Escape if we need it. They won't be expecting us to go up.
Fair.
By the time I am finished, they won't be expecting us to go down either.
We're making a submersible?
If that's what you want to call it, sure.
There is quite an airtight seal on the outside of the ship, on the hull of the ship, as you do take a look around as well. All right, enough of this boring ship stuff. Claire,
Yes.
you make it back triumphantly with your tankard.
Yep.
Lovely brass tankard too. You don't see any spigots whatsoever on the actual barrels themselves.
That's not a problem. Just
Do
make sure it's standing
not
up, open the lid.
Break.
What do you do?
Again, I make sure it's standing up and not on its side. I get the lid off and then
These are... But aren't these
Can
really
you do-
big barrels?
These are fairly big barrels. Can I have you do a strength check though? Like these aren't inhumanly huge, but like they have also liquid in them as well.
Oh, hey, that's not that bad. 15.
You struggle a little bit, but you're managing to get it off its little lift. Just when you put it down, it kind of just scrapes a little bit, but you're fine. No slivers or anything like that, and you don't hit your feet. So you're good. Can I get one more just to remove the lid because those will be sealed tight?
Man, there's no crowbar in there.
Still would be a strength check.
Oh, that's true.
I'll say you find one though.
16.
Yeah, it pops right off.
There we go.
And you dig right in and drink up me hearties yo-ho.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for a good good tankard.
From what you can tell, this is not the best sort of wine in the world, but at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be.
It'll do the trick.
All right, so you drink for a little bit, and I'd like you to do me a Constitution save.
Alright, what the hell is my con modifier? Now that I think about it.
There should be a thing on there for Constitution save as well.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's yeah.
15.
Yeah, you're fine for the time being. Nothing's spinning yet. You do feel warm though. Your cheeks kind of, I feel like they're redder.
Not bad.
After a little while, Grimace, you finish with the potato peeling, and yeah, the last potato, and it's about half full.
Here you go, Jacqueline. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Oh, you've been a treat, darling. Why don't you go explore the ship for a little bit? I'll get this galley all ship-shape on my own.
Okay. I suppose I should find myself a room and someplace to sleep.
Yeah, so if you're wanting to do that, above the cargo and sort of near-ish where you would go to the cargo, there's sort of a average size room that like 4 people can inhabit. There is definitely a few canvases that are on the side of the wall that can actually loop up and become hammocks, essentially.
Don't know how well a dragonborn would do in a hammock, but I suppose I could fashion something.
There's also enough. There also seems to be a few bed rolls in there as well, that are fairly comfy. You have slept in a bedroll before, just on a ship. It just might rock you to sleep a bit more, and they do look kind of comfy.
I'll set myself up somewhere. I'll make myself a little camp, and I'm going to my little camp bed, and I'm going to pull those books out and be perusing through them again.
For sure. Actually, yeah, because you did get that book a couple of episodes back.
I did, and I was going through them until I was thrown out by the happy couple.
For sure. Roll me a... No, I'm going to say an intelligence check.
All right. Oh, nope, that's saving throw. What am I doing?
You're not saving from anything.
No, I know. I just went up. I almost clicked on it, and I was like, nope, wrong one.
Yet.
There we go.
Yet. 18.
So not much else you discover from... There's not much else you discover from whatever you've already learned previously, which is the single book of the one god that you're able to find.
Yeah. Pull up my notes here.
Just that it does seem to have some source or some dominant island in the pool where it does sort of fit or belong. You're just not too sure where. Again, not being too savvy in the sea and not sure where things usually are in the sea. You're more familiar with stuff on land. But you figure once you figured out where it is, you might be able to figure out where on land it might be. And you kind of like note stuff down. Especially if you're looking for some form or other of an actual like temple or shrine of some kind. It alludes to something to that on that island, but you're not too sure what exactly, whether it's a temple or a shrine.
Okay.
Considering also it's, I think one of the, I think if I recall, it's one of the deceased gods.
Yes.
And not really well remembered or well documented gods.
Yes. Borum.
Yeah, that guy.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Borum of the Lake of Boiling Mud, my kind of
guy. Speaking of temples and shrines, Velen, you find there actually is a sort of single room within the offices that's sort of like off on its own, or a little corner of the room anyways, that is dedicated to the Stormlord, your god.
Or one of my gods.
One of them, yes. This is the one that I believe
this is the one you have to revere, otherwise you don't get a really smooth sail.
Exactly. And as I've corrected myself the last time, just for the sake of it, you know that actually most ships have this shrine located somewhere on their ship. This one is decked out with gold arrangements, gold accessories, statuary. You see pinned to the back of the wall behind it, again in honor of trying to remember the name. I'm just pulling up our private chat because we remember you giving me the link for it, which is very, very informative. I'm just making sure
the god of sailors or the god of the storm?
I think it was one of sailors. It's the one that you sent me recently.
Yes, Valkyr.
Valkyr, thank you. Yeah, so the symbol of Valkyr, which I believe is sort of a bluish background with 3 thunderbolts.
Yep.
I want to say, yeah. Looks like it was a tabard at some tabard at some point. But it is very nice and is now currently a wall hanging. Yeah, and there's like a half circle at the top where the tops of the 3 lightning bolts are. And there's a storm over what looks like some kind of grassy land or island, as it were, and it is all blue around it.
I might make a sash out of that. Haven't decided.
There is actually a storage box underneath. If you want to go and take a look at that, or open that up.
Well, since we're rifling through everybody's shit, why not?
It's a storage container, you can tell. It's not anything directly on the altar itself. If it was on the altar, you might not want to alter it, if you will.
True that.
Thank you.
What alter the altar?
So yeah, when you open the chest, you do see some tabards. You do see some, a couple of medallions and talismans that have just a circle or a half circle with 3 lightning bolts on them. And yeah.
Ooh.
Some of them, there are some blue sashes as well that matches the blue that is the main color of the actual symbol itself. And then you have one of those sashes that has like the blue and then like a bunch of different lightning bolts all over it, kind of like those like, you know, like boxer briefs that have the weird patterns all over the place.
Somebody got a little overboard with the lightning.
No one's really into Valkyr, like really into Valkyr.
I mean, okay. A little bit excessive, but that's all right. You know,
Super into his.
I'm not gonna judge.
Like Walt Disney or something.
Don't get me started on the socks. Anyways, no.
Unders
guys, I
are
got
fun
some
to
socks
wear.
with lightning bolts on them. Cool.
Yeah. So
We'll have to
anything
go
you
through
want,
that later.
anything you want from there, you can take. Looks like it's able to fit a few people who really worship or any clerics who follow him.
Put a pin in that. I'll change up my spells after a long rest and go over these all this stuff with a fine-tooth comb and a
Sure.
detect magic, just in case.
And
looking
time-wise,
for
this
a
is
map.
a little bit. Time-wise, this is a little bit after the encounter with Calamity. You're still in the office area. You're able to find maps. There's one big main one of the entire bowl, as it were, pinned to the wall that is just like the bowl, as it were, or was it the pool? Basically, it was the actual term that they use for Gaia's pool.
I mean,
And
I
it's a fresh board. It's like not been pinned or anything like that or anything yet. It's just been pinned up. So it's a fresh virgin map for you to go. I want to go here. I want to go here.
we're not doing phrasing anymore. Okay.
No.
Um,
Not in my games anyway.
yeah, I'm looking.
Never.
I have a negative intelligence modifier, so I'm very sort of attention span guy. So it's like any map that has an X on it is my next thing. Or any map that seems to be, you know, here there be dragons, or here there be monsters, or some sort of weird something that draws my attention.
All right. Roll me a perception.
This map is boring. All it has is like land and stuff.
I
Exactly.
see shit.
I already seen that one. There's nothing on that one.
We ain't seen
That's
shit.
not exciting. A 10.
Yup, that's a map.
I was gonna say that's
That's
not only
a
a map.
map.
That's a pretty map.
That's a pretty map.
That's pretty.
All sepia toned and everything.
Lots of colors.
Actually, yeah. You do recognize it is sepia toned. It was tea stained, as it were. Fake? What? No. It's one of the sort of easternmost islands, as it were, does seem to form an interesting shape that does catch your eye. Something you might not have seen before, but suddenly it's interesting now.
Look at that map.
It's shaped like a kitty.
It's an archipelago sort of group of islands that actually is shaped like a kitty.
Oh, look at that. Am I good? I should be reading the damn map.
Yeah, there's two little triangle shapes near the top that make the ears, a couple of eyes, another triangle for like a nose, and then odd little curvy things or little mounds for like the little little loop or
Oh,
yeah.
cute. That's the cutest little map ever.
It's a cute little archipelago.
It's a good thing they didn't invent Sharpies. I'd be like, yeah, look at cat. Huh.
And if you did, you'd probably just draw like 6 more little lines for whiskers, and that's better.
What are those attached to? That doesn't matter. They have whiskers. Cats have whiskers. Shut up.
Are you playing our course, Velen? No, I'm making a cat.
But yeah, it draws your attention mostly because it kind of looks not dissimilar to a cat, but also like, oh, that's new.
Huh. Wonder what I should make of that.
Claire, do me another Constitution save.
Blursh.
You know what? Do me 2.
I wonder what I can make of that. You can make a hat or a brooch or a pterodactyl.
The first one's 15. First one is 16, never mind. The second one is 7.
Noise. Womp womp.
So yeah, your first drink was fine. Your second one was, oh, you're feeling pretty good, pretty confident. So you go for that third one. So that third one's just like, oof. Now the rocking of the ship seems a little bit more. You can feel it a little bit more.
Okay, I put the lid back on the barrel, just not tightly, just, and then I go up on deck and to sit on the railing.
Oh, so you just leave the barrel
Before
there in the room?
before she does that, I would probably wander by and be like, "Oh, you have found the vinegar stores. Excellent."
Womp womp.
Fuck off, robot.
I mean, you didn't necessarily check. It's not the best in the world, but at the same time, it does get you there.
I mean,
it's plonk.
yeah, it's wine. Eventually, it's gonna turn into vinegar anyway.
Yeah. So, LaForge, do you go with Claire to the top deck?
Yeah,
Or do you hang out?
I'll go
you
up up top.
Okay.
Make sure that the connections are all set up on the ship for like if we need to fly out of anywhere at any point in time in a rather quick manner that we can deploy easily.
You do notice that Claire is woozing a little bit, kind of like, whoa, okay, got it.
We're used to that. It's not. That's,
Well, you're going to be.
it disturbs us when she walks straight. Something's wrong at that point.
I've seen vinegar poisoning before. It's fine.
Shut up, robot.
Yeah, so LaForge and Claire, you're back on top deck. Anything else you're doing in the... Nothing else really stands out to your attention there, Velen. Anything else you want to do?
Well, bring up that map, the kitty cat map.
It does.
Are there any other maps? Just that one that looks.
That one sort of sticks out for the time being.
Did I notice anything in any of the ship's logs with regards to a travel route or some sort of a strange, like a diary or some sort of a notation of any kind of strange and wondrous and interesting places?
Yeah.
Or is it sort of really boring ledger stuff?
I mean, there's some boring ledger stuff, but in a captain's log by Captain Montgomery, who seemed to be the one who was in charge of this ship specifically, seems to also have kept a good record of the time that he, like the time before Calamity must have borrowed his ship and his crew, as it were. But yeah, the only thing they can detail is that Calamity came on board, mutiny, fight, she took over it, no way of getting word back.
Drums in the deep, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the last entry is quickly written as like
They are coming.
There was mutiny. It's quickly scrawled in because you can tell from before his like neat writing is just like he's had time to like detail shit.
Wait.
The last part is probably like scrawled off the page. like he was dragged away from the book.
No. Like at the back of the throat. No.
Oh,
No.
I'm
going to
We were
activate
told that she was.
Ah.
We were told that she was lent the ship. Fascinating.
You did
Right.
notice that there was no other crew except for her and the boys on there.
Well, at least she let them get off the ship before she left, hopefully.
Let them? Or
I
made
mean,
them?
how can they mutiny with...
Tossed is also a possibility.
Points to ponder later. True.
Yeah, there's no other
So,
like damage
flipping
or
through
harm
the
to
ledger
ship
because there's no
either.
pictures.
Yep, there's no pictures. Actually, he does kind of draw a tiny little like cartoon island with the palm tree and like a moon or something like that, and the kind of a hula-ing elf or something like that, and does little like action lines around the hips while she's dancing.
Oh, sorry, I just like flip the page really fast.
You flip really fast and she's hula-ing.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna bring this ledger up. It's got important information in it.
It's pretty.
And the
It's
map.
also like this big.
Right. So, I'll bring it up above decks.
Captain Montgomery, ship's captain and amateur animator. So
Canon.
Disney.
yeah, you take you take both to the I suppose out deck where you would see Claire and LaForge.
Huh. So, important information.
And Grimace,
We have a
you're still.
destination.
I think you just finished down below. Do you go up deck as well?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask. When I was looking through that tome, was there a name for that dominant island, or just a general?
Again, not very well maintained notes. There is a island.
Island. Okay.
Yeah, you're able to discern some form of other of things to look for that are signs of Borum,
Okay.
but nothing that was just like this is his holy symbol. It's like again, he's not the most documented god in the world
No, fair enough.
in this world, anyways.
But there are signs and there are possibilities. So I am going to go in search of Velen because I'm assuming he is our captain since I know next to nothing about ships. He seems to be the only one who seems to know what to do with one. So I guess I go top deck so that I can ask him if it's possible to make a little detour and see if we can't find this island.
Okay, you do that.
I do that. So I guess we're all top deck now then, I guess.
You're all top deck. Go play, guys.
We planned this.
Subtle. We were subtle about it.
So, Master Thundersoul, I have found tales of an island for the god Borum that I would
Ooh.
like to find.
I found something too. Watch.
And he flips through the book, and you see this little minuscule picture of a small
hula
little like
hooping elf.
island of a
That
hula
is
hooping
cool.
elf.
Grimace is genuinely pretty impressed by that. He was like, "Oh,
Right?
that's neat."
Amazing.
I mean, you'll all see it because you're all gathered together.
That's neat. What kind of magic is this? I thought I was the only warlock on board.
Prestidigitation.
Indeed.
Nice. All right. Huh. You're looking for an island.
I'm looking for an island. Do you have any maps?
Name an island. There's lots of maps.
No. Unfortunately, no. But I might be able to find it if I have something to look at. Do we have any? Ah, maps.
Look, and there's a bunch of islands here. This bunch of islands here looks like a kitty cat if you do like draw lines.
It does in fact look like a kitty cat. I can't honestly say that that is the sign of Borum, but I do consider that a sign.
I mean, here there be cats?
Is is that where we're headed, Captain?
No, I have no idea where we're going.
Could we head there, Captain?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm glad we had this talk.
Do we have anywhere else we want to go? I mean,
That's
what
where I
about-
want to go. If you have anything else, then I'm open to suggestions. But since nobody seems to have any plans, that's mine.
what about the happy couple down below? Are we still hiding from the authorities?
Oh, forgot to fill you guys in.
We kicked them out onto a lifeboat?
Yeah. Swim for your lives.
I mean, we have to get Calamity back in here somehow.
Birno and Roxanne. Birno did not seem very, very well after his last thing, so she is tending to him in the galley. Grimace, you had seen them pass by, and his wound on his nose not only just damaged his dignity, but also was quite bloody. So they're going to see to that.
We
In
have
fact-
vinegar down below.
In fact, from below in the galley, you hear like, "All right, hold still." Ow! I said, hold still.
Should she be doing that where we eat? That seems unsanitary.
I'm sure she washed her hands sometime.
That is not to which I am referring.
Grimace, in fact, you are positive that's what she does because you have seen her do it.
Hey, Table of
And
Horrors,
it's-
thanks for the raid.
Yay! Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, Grimace, as you probably would have known in her incessant gabbing with you, she probably had mentioned that Galley Cook is sort of the priest and healer on the actual ship if there is not one to be had. Basically, everything is sort of contained in the galley because it's probably the cleanest place on the ship in her regard anyways. She has standards.
That place, shipshape, and she's an amazingly strong woman. You will not disparage her, LaForge.
Yeah, take it back.
Put him up, put him up. No, I'm not seriously.
Just like,
It's like pokes at the center of his chest.
Yeah, one moment. I'm gonna get the blessing of the forge on my armor, because I can do that once per, which puts me at 19 AC. Any
by all means, go ahead, Grimace.
if you would like, we can do so.
I just don't want you disparaging my Jacqueline like that. She's a
Oh,
lovely one.
I disparage no one. I am just wondering if you would like to eat where nose blood has been.
She will keep it clean. I have utmost faith in Jacqueline.
It's Birano that I am most concerned about.
I'm sure she'll keep him well in hand.
But you hear another, ow!
And if she won't, I'm sure Roxanne will. Wink, wink.
I do not understand the reference.
Never mind.
Oh, Birno, you're going to be just fine. Meanwhile, you guys.
Still think we should dunk his nose in some vinegar.
We do
How do you
have
know that
vinegar
what's going on?
downstairs.
Don't you dare fuck with my wine.
Oh, she's been into it already, has she?
You
She has
definitely can tell
partaken,
She has
yes.
been because she's
Okay,
kind
we're
of
gonna
going
put
with
her
this thing
name
of the
on that barrel.
ship. Which is
that
obvious
she's
because
been
she
into.
left it.
And we're gonna sell the rest of them so that we can make money keep the ship going, buy more wine later.
Lovely. So you can have that barrel of vinegar. All yours.
Also, there is enough space down below that we can actually take on passengers if we need to.
How are we for cannons?
How are we for cannons?
Mm-hmm.
Rose?
On, say, the left side, the left side of your ship, if you're facing out into the distance, like the front of the ship, facing the bow. I'm not sure if it's starport or port. On the left side of the ship.
Port.
Port.
Four
Thank
letters.
You. Ah, makes sense.
That's how I remember it.
Me too.
Cool. So on the port side of the ship, there are a few little cannon openings or like wood slats in place where you can have cannons there. You have one on for each hole essentially.
Okay, so we do have.
That's it. It's just on your port side though.
Oh,
Just on the port side?
Just on the port side.
How many guns?
Yeah,
Two,
do it.
one for each.
Yeah, when I was down below, I would check that.
Yeah, LaForge, you let them know about that.
We need more guns.
2
we
cannons.
need a ship who wasn't designed by an idiot.
Hi, I'm the idiot.
Well, I mean,
Well.
what can you do with this, LaForge?
Given a bit of time, I can actually create other cannon outings,
That's true.
including several in the front and the back, whatever the fuck that is, because I have no idea.
Turn.
How much time do you need for that?
How much time do we have?
That's a good question. Are we heading to Cat Island?
Also, I would prefer that we have enough cannons to cover said holes, rather than move the cannons around inside the ship itself.
Ideally, yeah.
So we should probably go to port, wherever Rose Torgega or whatever it is called.
Rostega?
Rose Tega.
Rose Tega, which we're keeping because I was
Now
trying to
canon.
find names for it, but it is now canon. Rose Tega, as it is.
Rostega.
So as you guys probably may have heard, even Grimace, you might have heard as well, there is a port town that is basically pirate central, or in this case, within legal reasons where pirates can make port, hang out, drink, trades, do dirty dealings. And yes, it is called Rose Tega. That I don't know maps, and I don't do maps per se. But Velen, you'd be able to figure out how to get there. It's about the most central point in Gaia's Pool.
Oh. Easy
And
enough, I guess.
You can easily pilot yourself there. Cat Island, as we're also going to call that archipelago, Cat Islands, as it were.
Archipelago?
Right at like the cat's
Our cat pelago, yeah.
Right over here in the Pussy Isles.
I was just gonna say the land of pussy.
Done. Pussy Isles it is. All right.
Oh dear.
We're an 18 plus game,
Let's
everybody.
freaking do this.
Just so as you all know, we're 18 plus. So if you don't like
Yes.
I should hope so.
language,
Eat at the Pussy Isles?
And also we're being very female centric. So yeah, Pussy Isles it is.
We need to find something to eat at the Pussy Isles, I guess. Depending on how long we're
Clams.
there.
They have shellfish. Anyways.
it's all delivery. You have to eat out.
As long as they don't have crabs, that's all
I don't know. Those clams have beards sometimes. They're not. I don't know.
Damn.
Some of those clams have beards, and I don't.
I don't think I'm drunk enough for this conversation.
You go back down to your barrel, pop it open.
Grab another, close the barrel, get back up on deck.
Yeah, another Constitution saving throw.
Nice.
At disadvantage.
Oh, damn.
At
disadvantage.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because you failed one, right?
Okay, that's 10.
Oh,
But at disadvantage.
Yeah, I did roll it at disadvantage. That's 10. Eee.
Yeah, it's not getting any better. It's about this. It's about the same. Yeah, I think it's like
mean,
-1 on your just
do you
checks. I think.
do you want me to cure that poison?
Not yet.
Okay.
So for directions wise, how to get to from where you are, Velen, you're able to figure out again
With my
because
keen
nautical
intellect.
with your keen intellect and your short attention span. Rose two, Rose Tuga would. Oh no, Rose Tega is what it was. Rose Tega, there you go. Not Rose Tuga. Rose Tega would take you probably until about nightfall. But as you would know, the entire port town does not, or port city, as it were, does not sleep. There's a lot of that activity going on, and there's constant in and out. And not just pirates either. We're talking like nobility, merchants. So it'll take you to like nightfall. For Pussy Islands, it would take you probably till the next day to get there.
A lot of in and out, you say?
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about Rose Tega, not Pussy Islands. Yes, at Rose Tega, there absolutely is a lot of in and out.
I got a place. Actually, it's not. I'm supposed to be
Aptly named too. Anyways.
All right. So we could head to Rostega and provision, and then we can head to. Or we could actually probably ask about your particular islands, and I could find possibly some. We could always look for some work.
Probably get some crew to help you as well, because as stated before,
that might help.
You're
too.
probably just short of like the minimum crew that it needs.
Somebody has to sail the ship while we're asleep. You know.
Like, there's not a whole lot of us on board who actually know anything about ships.
I would actually
Like the bridge-
prefer one of us be on the wheel at all times, as opposed to people that we don't quite know yet.
Like
Not
the
it.
bridge crew of the Enterprise. We're all going to be leaving the ship. Someone has to run the ship. All right, so we need to find a pretty decent, small, loyal crew.
We need a bunch of red shirts.
It's actually
unfortunately at Rose Tuga, I'm willing to bet decent crew. Those two are not exactly synonyms.
I mean,
You don't know until you go. It's at this point that
Until-
actually Roxanne does come out and joins sort of casually next to Claire LaForge.
Ah, the lady who started all this shit. How's it going?
I wanted to offer an apology to all of you. I'm sort of the reason why this all went down. Bearno's fine. His nose will heal in a couple of days. Maybe for the week. We'll see. But he's being taken care of right now. If there's anything I can do to help, I know I'm responsible for most of this. I'd be willing to help in any way possible.
That rigging needs to be done.
She looks at it blankly and goes, it looks done to me.
Darling,
is
you're
not.
gonna need to learn to sail.
Well, could you teach me?
Not right now, I'm drinking.
Oh.
Forge, can you teach her?
I cannot. I have to prepare the ship for more cannons. Velen,
yes.
I have to prepare the ship for battle. Claire is sauced on vinegar.
Vinegar.
Winegar.
It's wine.
Vinegar?
You fucking robot.
Not according to your smell.
Map.
Oh.
All right.
And I'm going to go back below deck.
So yes, you can be taught. The problem is your local constabulary. Your former suitor, or fiance. Will he not be coming after you?
As I've mentioned to Birno the night we ran off, per se, he wasn't the same man that I know before. He's of different. He has a different intention, a different goal. Like, there's just something about it I just can't seem to grasp. But he would expect it would take a few days to find me. After a few days, he may give up. He may move on to something else. He may move on to someone else. I certainly have.
As you have.
That aside. So you're staying with us for the time being, then?
And I want to be as much help as I possibly can. I don't want to be a burden.
Well, time to learn to sail.
How long will it take for you to get ready?
Or what?
Well, if we're going to make sure that I don't get found and you all don't get in trouble, I may have to make a few changes. Makeover, 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 makeover.
That was a delayed response. The Weiniger. We'll blame the Weiniger.
This is what
I'm
I
not
get
sure
for
that
playing
you-
D&D with theater kids.
Hey!
I'm not sure that you noticed, but we don't exactly blend. And,
And I sort of stick out.
She's got a point.
well, you're...
Grimace, when you look at her, you notice that she's got a slightly shuffled and very, like, noticeably, like, she's still in her house coat, for one thing.
Okay, well,
sticks
yes,
out.
you can put on...
And very
And
nice,
everyone's looking for her.
well-coiffed hair.
Everyone is looking
Yeah, we
for
can
her.
mess that up. Wait, can I do that?
Dunk her head in a barrel of water for a few
Hold on.
times. That'll
Man, I
mess her
Hey.
hair up.
Hold up. Can I do that now?
Do what now?
I can only shape water. I can't create it yet. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
just give her to me. I'll give her some of my makeup, some of my spare clothes. We did bring my clothes. Yeah, we brought my clothes.
Did she say she will give her some of her makeout?
Make up, you
I'm not
fucking
sure what I
robot.
If anything, I should probably take off what I have. It's kind of smudged. She's had quite a couple of days of fun.
Oh, don't worry. We're adding to the smudge.
All right.
All right.
I assume I'm going to need trousers. I certainly hope you have those.
Oh, you know. Do I look like I wear skirts? Do I? Am I wearing a skirt right now?
Literally looks you up and down. No.
All right.
That's right. I grab her by the arm and I.
You go with her
I got no
and
choice.
bring her back when she's not recognizable.
I was gonna say I have unseen servant. I could have a spell maker over.
And let Claire be drunk and have her fun.
Knock yourself out there, Claire.
I gave y'all an opportunity and y'all went for it. Okay, cool.
I was
Alright.
just looking to see what I had. I was trying to remember which character I had.
So, do you all have a destination Any other questions? Anything to head off to?
I guess we're heading to Rostega for port first. Take on supplies and sell these barrels of wine.
Winegar?
Winegar.
Vinegar.
It's not vinegar.
It is Weiniger.
Didn't say it was. I said it was Winegar.
It's not vinegar either. You guys are just mean.
No, we just have discerning palates, and you're piss drunk.
Woo! Gotta turn down the light in here. The shade. The freaking.
I'm busy giving a makeover right now, so shush.
Yeah, the shade of it all. Sheesh.
Someone in the chat said she should lay off the vinegar. She's getting pickled.
Oh, you want to throw hands? Do you want to throw hands, person I don't even know?
Oh, I'm loving the puns. I don't know who that was, but I love you.
Yeah, you can stay. This group loves puns.
All right.
Fuck off! I'm giving a makeover.
So
And we'll get to that in a second.
We need to chart directions.
Where do we go, Captain?
Well,
I can narrate this. I can narrate this out for you, Mike.
she and I can
Figure out the
go down to the
coordinates.
office, and between the two of us, seeing as though we both have the same intelligence modifier, we'll probably eventually figure out one of the islands that may or may not look like something that may or may not be described in one of her books. Maybe.
Yeah, is this for figuring out getting to Island of Borum or getting to Rose Tuga?
We're going
Yes.
to. We're going to Rostega first, are we not? Because you said something about you wanted to get rid of the barrels of.
Yes, we need to provision for
and get
something more
provision.
than wine.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
Vinegar.
So
That-
between the two of you, you do determine a course there.
Okay.
As I said, it would get you there by nightfall, but you're still able to do business by nightfall anyways, so there shouldn't be any issue.
I can read maps very well. Just because I've never been to sea does not mean I can't read maps. I just don't know where we are right now. So between you and your compass and me being able to read maps, we should be able to chart a course.
Well, if you're able to read maps, you should be able easily to figure out like the section thing and be able to like figure out where we are.
Yeah, and you weren't too far away from a certain island that you do recognize on the map as well. It's how you're able to figure out how long you can get from there and in which direction you need to go. So, next question. Do you prepare to sail?
Yes.
He's got to change course.
Ready if
Come
you
on,
are.
different course.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Cool. Valen, take the wheel.
Hoist the mainsail. Hoist the mainsail, or something. Batten the hatch.
Move the thing! And the
Thing.
Just the one
Another
hatch?
thing.
Just the one hatch? The one sail?
That thing. Then the other thing.
move it!
Inconceivable.
Keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. LaForge, you do hear him barking orders. Anything that you're able to do, you assist
No,
as necessary. No? What would you like to be? What would you like to do?
I am putting holes in the ship.
I'm assuming on the starport side?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Starboard, yes. Starport. Wait,
Isn't it starport?
Starport.
This thing
It
has
is starport.
starports?
I
Excellent.
believe it is called starport.
It's starboard.
Starboard.
Is it? I don't know. Chat, I'm right. Right.
I'm
Rocks
the
flying all the
DM.
time.
I'm the DM that
We're
makes me
getting
correct.
holes in the ship.
Port is left, starboard is right, bow is front, stern is back.
And then I'm just like,
What am I doing?
You're just sawing it. It takes you some effort because this is some solid ass wood.
Why are you putting holes in the ship?
So in this case,
you
correction.
know why I'm putting holes in the ship.
Correction. Grimace is doing the best he can to keep up with your ridiculous orders. Just like
Wow.
batten the hatch.
No, I'm sure.
hatches.
I'm just one dragonborn. Just bear with me.
Up and down, up and down.
We can tie off the wheel and actually do some of the actual sailing.
Yeah.
Tying of ropes, unfurling of masts.
And you set course right away, and the ship sails down through and cuts through the water. And you'll be there within nightfall. So you have time for a couple of actions if you want. So let's start with LaForge. Just do me a strength roll, just for fun.
A strength roll?
Yeah, why not?
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Oh, it's strength save.
Just have like the.
Oh, there it is. All right. That is not as good. It's an 8.
Okay, the first hole, the first line of the hole that you're sawing through. Again, it's pretty solid and pretty watertight, so you're fighting through a bunch of stuff, but you managed to, after I think at least like an hour or so, you're able to get one hole done. You measure out
holes in the ship again.
more
Cannons.
And it's
So
not
we're
like
not going to
he's
be
putting
taking
it-
on water away.
No, it's well within like
Cool.
it's well within where everything is. There's just no way to shut them is the only thing. They're just open holes.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? That's the name of this episode. Then you measure out where the other one would go, sort of directly across from the other one, and you start in that one. Another strength check for me, please.
Dang.
Wow. It's a natural 1. So it's 3 total.
So your saw goes in, doesn't come out.
Did I get most of the whole kit?
You got, I want to say, at least side, bottom, and other side. So you just have the one more to go. But how you've twisted the saw seems stuck.
That's more than enough. I'm going to take out my mace and I'm going to fiery smite it open.
What the fuck?
Roll to attack. Why not?
Let's
Come
see.
on, natural 20.
Contrary
Oh,
to
sorry,
popular,
it's my warhammer. My bad.
Contrary to popular belief, folks, this is not how you make cannon
That's
holes.
That's a better roll.
The hell it
that's
isn't.
not a bad roll.
What was it?
It's a 17.
17.
Well, since it's not moving, it connects with the wood, and then the wood goes flying out to the side. Grimace and Velen, can you guys do me a perception check, please?
Perception.
Okay.
Do they really need one?
I mean, what's your passives? I will
Like
take what you rolled, but I'll also take your
14?
passives as well.
My passive is 12, but I rolled a 22.
Okay, I'll
14.
take that. Vel, did you also roll?
I rolled a
perception?
16.
Roll 16. Yeah, Grimace, you're the first to see it. You see like a hunk of wood just go flying out of the side of the ship and land in the water.
Correction, a flaming hunk of wood.
A flaming hunk of wood
Okay.
from beneath you.
I can't help but think that we might need that. Does that look like a part of the ship to you?
Move to the side.
When you look down the side, you see one sort of the front, and you see sort of like the singed like top part, but it's not like a flame. It's just a singed top part of a square hole that was made.
Calm blue ocean. Calm blue ocean.
I stick my head out. Everything is under control. I have detailed files.
I mean, was the ship like that when we picked it up? I'm pretty sure it wasn't like that when we picked it up.
Grimace, you would have heard LaForge. He was been like, everything's fine.
Worry not. I have detailed files. And then my head just goes
to be
back.
fair, we did ask for more guns, so we need to make more holes for more guns.
Shouldn't we get the guns first?
One at a time?
I don't think it's necessary to have a hole first or a cannon first, unless you want the cannon to make a hole.
We could also have, other things fired out of those.
Spells.
Lightning bolts.
I know
And
nothing.
one would expect a fireball.
I will roll with it.
Meanwhile, Claire, where do you take poor unfortunate? Soon to be made over Roxanne.
I take her to what I have claimed to be my room. And I just kind of tell her to sit wherever as I go to my trunk.
She finds a comfy spot in the bed and just sits.
I go to my trunk and I pull out some of my old clothing, which also happens to be my older brother's clothing, but we're not going to get into that. And I toss her a pair of pants, a sash, and it looks a little battered and unwashed, but it's clean. Brown peasant top. I'm like, here, try this.
Still a woman of class. She is kind of just like starts to take clothes off and just like turns around and just disrobes. You notice that she's still kind of like fitted in a little bit, and she has some form or other of undergarment.
That's
Would
fine.
this be all right? I mean, she can still move in it.
She can wear whatever the fuck she wants underneath. I'm not gonna give two shits.
Cool. So in that case, then,
Strong, independent woman.
yeah, she rips that corset, tosses it to one side, throws on the shirt. It's just a shirt, no like vest or anything like that.
No vest. She had pretty much you tuck the shirt into the pants, you tie the sash around that seam line.
And she does. And then she looks at her bare feet. Anything for shoes or boots?
Just a sec. I like start like throwing things out of the trunk.
And she sees a few things. It's just like, oh, nice.
Careful. I think these are the ones that may have the hole, but here.
Yeah, it still works.
She puts them on. They'll do in a pinch. And she's just like, if I need to, I can always buy some.
When
They'll
we
do for
get
the
to
time being.
Road 2 go, you can always go to the shops. They'll do for now. Now then, let's do something about that hair. Comb!
Oh boy. You comb?
I give her hair like a thorough brush. Then
So
I
it
back
curls.
comb it. Then I brush it out again. Then I back comb it some more, and then I brush it out again. So right now it's nice and fluffy.
Fucking theater kids.
So after the I want to say like combined with the outfit change as well, about an hour as well. LaForge by now has done the first hole, sort of timing it all out sort of at the same time ish. Yeah, she now has just a frizzy.
Oh, it's braided. Like I've tamed it down,
Okay,
put in a few braids in there. With
Can-
some nice green ribbon.
and she turns in the glass and just goes, "Oh, I think I like this look."
Yeah. And then I take a little bit of black powder, smudge it around her eyes a little, and like, there you go.
Kind of blinks almost like raccoon, like trash panda, like if you will.
I add a little green in there as well,
It
just to
just
give a
goes-
pop of color, and it's just like good to go.
Gets out the giant
I'd
powder
say,
puff.
Makeup. Yeah, she, for the most part, she seems happy with it, and she's just like, I think I'm ready to go.
Good. Now go back to Velen and learn how to sail.
Aye, and she just muckle like, it's adorable. She salutes and then heads out.
That was cute.
Yep.
Fuck, who trashed my room? Oh, wait.
Velen and Grimace, you do see a rather more sort of recognizable-ish, but can blend in with your group at the very least. Roxanne. Doesn't look too bad, does it?
You're looking very well, my lady.
Well, I'm ready to learn.
So am I.
Yeah.
Ow!
She sort of like folds her hands still like I mean you can take the lady in out of her garments whatever and she's still a lady and you're like pirate gear just like
Hey. I'll basically start
Out of breath
Very-
and sweaty from running around grabbing ropes.
very piecemeal, very sort of in stages, not any one particular task completely. Just as a, okay, while we're doing this, this is also what needs to be done at this time. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
and she you sort of do
Nothing
one
major.
on something and then she imitates you as well. It's sort of how you learned and it's a little nostalgic feeling for you.
A little bit.
Hmm.
Learn by watching.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, yeah. So take the rest of the trip to sort of, I guess, maybe even slow the ship down a little bit, depending on how fast we are going. I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, so basically, anybody who's watching or wants to learn can basically sort of follow the steps to, and then think of a couple of simpler tasks to do that fit in a sequence.
Swabbing the deck
So
for one
that-
thing.
When the procedures come up that we actually need to dock, would also be helpful. Knowing how to throw a rope, how to tie off the various knots, that sort of thing. To practice this one until you get that one, and then do this with this one and change it to this knot instead. Sort of thing.
Sure. So actually for docking, I think for just a general rule in that case, then I'm going to get those of us who are assisting, so like Grimace or LaForge or Claire or anyone who's helping dock, you don't need to have a knowledge for it. It's literally just throwing and tying off ropes. If any of you are able to, at the time we say we're docking, I'm going to get whoever's involved to do, including the NPCs involved as well, to do basically an athletics check.
Alright.
Just to see if they're able to manage, catch, and grasp on and tie off things, essentially. Yeah, the roll will basically determine whether you catch the rope for the first time or not. So,
Gotcha.
and depending on how smooth it is, but not right now, obviously, because we're still at sea. We're not docking yet.
Oops.
And I would say the same for getting ready to go. Anyone who's involved in setting sail or leaving or heading out to sea, same thing. Athletics checks all around.
Just to see if we actually head out without dinging another ship on the way or
Yeah,
something.
because the way I see it, Velen technically is so-called captain of your ship at this point in time, which you've yet to name.
I think the captain by default, really, because I'm the only one that can
By
sail
default.
it.
Yeah, and he seems to have taken on that position.
Definition of
Y'all
most
seem to have fallen sort of in place, as it were. So, yeah. So, Velen, you won't have to necessarily do the athletics checks. I would just make you do strength and storms per se. And I'm always saying this out loud just so I have reference to it for the next time in case I don't write it down, which I'm probably going to after this episode. Anyways,
So and I have an engineer already. This is cool. We should
Chief
go with the
engineer.
Enterprise.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, it's rename the ship Enterprise.
To boldly go where no one has gone before.
So Velen starts talking funny, and all of a sudden, if you hear through the grapevine that each and every one of you hears that the ship is now called the Enterprise. That's right. You are now aboard
Oh God, no.
water ship Enterprise.
And whatever you do, do not wear a red shirt.
Wait, does the red bandana count?
Yes.
Hey!
Noted.
Claire, as you're walking past, going back towards the underground where the wine is, does the red count?
Vinegar.
Hey, I'm a red dragonborn, so I was born red shirt, so there you go.
You're a named character in a red uniform. You're fine.
That's true.
Yep, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're McFeisty.
I feel much
Oh
safer.
my god.
Ensign McGilligan.
Oh my god. You guys, we may have done a Star Trek reference on it
We have a Mick, we have an engineer, and we have a captain.
Funnily
so far,
enough, named LaForge.
we're doing good.
He's dead, villain.
And,
This is where Roxanne tells you her last name is Uhura. Anyways, no kidding. No, not the case. We're not going to go that far.
Wait,
all right.
Roxanne, so it's like Roxana Troy.
Oh, for
Oh,
God's sake.
Nice. She's a ship's counselor.
And
God.
I mean,
Oh, God.
It's a
if
little
anyone's
crazy how they're
chatting,
all working together too, actually.
if anyone's friggin' chatting her up or anything like that, she'd be concerned about people's well-being. So yeah, fine. She's fucking Deanna Troy of this crew, I guess.
She's gonna
But she
find.
can also handle a ship as well.
She's
Velen,
gonna
I
find
think
that our
after-
enemies are like, I'm getting like bad feelings from them. Yeah, they're shooting at us, you fucking dumbass.
I'm sensing hostility.
You think?
All right.
Maybe I might make this
All right.
actually probably a very vital NPC, so y'all have to
Oh,
huck
God.
her off ship like you were talking about before. You horrible, horrible people.
That is still an option.
Velen, you do find that both Grimace and Roxanne are picking things up very, very well. If it came down to it, Roxanne could handle the ship on her own. You'd probably just want to have a few folks around or anyone to stick around just to make sure she's okay. Because the only thing that you'd be concerned about is that she can't fight at the moment.
Huh.
Because you notice that both of you notice that she's not armed. Claire worked really hard making her look good, just didn't arm her.
No one said I had to.
To be fair,
Yeah, we should
Claire was also
fix
drunk as
that.
well.
Is Claire still drunk?
Claire was always drunk.
Claire, Claire, do you actually go back and have a little bit more?
No.
I mean, theoretically she does her best fighting when she's drunk, so that's all right.
In that case, not just for making sure you sober up and stuff like that, but do a Constitution saving throw one more time for me.
Still at a disadvantage, or
Yeah, it's been a couple of hours. You haven't had any more.
11.
Okay, I'll say you're sobering up, but the ship still rocks your world right now.
That's fine. I'm okay
Just so
with
you
that.
know, in case we ever need to, I can fix that instantly.
I'll let you know.
Yes, but I don't plan on using it
So fun. She's
persistently,
gonna.
so
So Velen, actually, do you let either Grimace or Roxanne steer the ship for a little bit? I mean, not that there's much steering
Sure.
to do. It's just keeping her steady.
sure.
I'll navigate. I
We're
don't
in the
know.
open ocean. What are they going to hit?
Exactly. Actually,
What the hell did
navigate.
we just hit?
Do a Grimace, do me a perception. I'm going to do a strength, which is not going to be too much. But Velen, if you're helping Roxanne
Alright.
for the time being. Yeah, if you're helping Roxanne, which is highly encouraged.
21 perception.
All right. Hold on.
Kind of goes off a little bit and just tries to bring it back. You're just like, meh. There we go.
You want
like-
a strength or an athletics?
A strength.
Just a strength.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, so she kind of veers off a little bit. She's kind of struggling to keep her straight, and you're just like, meep. and back on course-ish. You haven't gone too far off. You're just like, yeah, it's fine.
I mean, we're moving at what, 3 miles an hour?
Yeah, you've kind of slowed down, but you haven't slowed completely down.
Yeah, we're not as
That's all good.
streamlined now that we have holes in the hull.
Yeah,
They're speed holes. They could go faster.
But you just hear the wind blowing through them. It's like a flute.
Right? Right? It's like a wind chime and streamlined.
It's like a big floating recorder.
Whee! We just plugged the holes and changed the notes. It's all good.
do, 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 do.
And,
So Grimace, with your 21, if I recall,
Yes.
you look out along the horizon. You look to port, starboard. You even look behind. The islands have gone. The islands that you are from are now far, far behind you at this point.
We're making good time.
It's about noon at this point, like midday.
All right.
But you do see something sort of off the port bow.
Oh.
There's a spot of something. As far as you can tell, it looks like another vessel. Not too sure what it is yet, because it's a little far away.
Are there any spyglasses on board? Do we know? When we did a search, did we find any spyglasses?
Velen, yes, you would have found at least a couple. There's at least 3 on the ship.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
perfect. All right. Then I'm going to assume that I will have grabbed one of them. And
I'll
I
say
will-
you found one, yeah.
I'll make it part of my kit.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can't get a gander at what that is.
Sure. Do you go on any vantage points, or do you want to head to the crow's nest?
I will.
Up and up.
Yeah, if it's on the. Yeah, I will head up to the highest point.
Cool. Athletics check to climb.
All right. I was just trying to add it to my kit here. How'd I do? Ah! 3!
oh no.
I bombed spectacularly.
Oh dear. So you start your
Dungeons.
you start your climb, and then whoop, you just hang down. Thankfully, you're over on the still on the ship. Still, just like, all right, let's just try that again. You can roll it again if you want, or you can take 10 to make your way safely up there.
Well, I will give it one more shot and see what happens. You never know. 11. There we go. That's a little better.
Okay. Just because at this point, just getting used to the rope climbing again. Everyone else made it look so easy, but you're just like, damn my land lubberness. Dang it.
Hold the damn ship still when I'm climbing. I can't do this when everything's moving.
You, after a little while, you make your way up into the crow's nest and unfold the spyglass.
Alrighty. Let's see what we can see.
So, finally able to maneuver around, you do see that it is another sort of sloop ship. It's a single mast with one sail front, one sail back. And it looks like it is flying some flags that you don't quite recognize, but it doesn't seem to have anything on the side of the ship. But it seems to be going sort of perpendicular to you guys, probably heading in the same direction.
Okay, but not necessarily Frontenacian then.
No, there's nothing on it that looks Frontenacian for sure.
Okay.
Which your ship distinctly does look Frontenacian, despite the name change.
Yeah, fair enough. But I also know that they're still looking for us, so I just better safe than sorry.
Velen, to help with this, actually after seeing Grimace go up there, you do notice that there is the official Frontenacian flag with fleur-de-lis and royal blue on it is still flying. That's gonna draw some attention to you.
While you're up there, hold down that flag.
That flag.
Yeah.
The one's sort of like flapping above-ish, and you see one of the knots that's attached.
We'll have to
Just
go
in
to the
arm's
forge
reach.
to stick it in the fire.
Alrighty.
Right,
fact,
so
sort of Go over the ship and sort of take inventory of all the Frontenacian
accoutrements, as it were.
Yeah, the things that would identify it as.
Cool. I'll let you do an investigation check for me. While Grimace, can you do a dexterity check for moi?
Yeah. 4.
Investigation.
Woot.
3.
We are bombing at this.
Get
This-
these out now. Just get these
this
out now,
is
guys.
We're on.
I'll just say this: the entire Velen, the entire ship is gonna give it away as a Frontenackian ship. There's not much you can really do. The one thing
You
you
need to
can
get
think
rid
of,
of the ship.
I need to get rid of the flag, at the very least.
As there's a
I mean, I
giant
could-
Frontenackian flag like flapping behind him. Like,
Yeah,
where are all the
which
flags?
Grimace
Where-
you go to reach
That
for.
flag.
Yeah, you go to reach for Grimace, and it's the knot sort of slides up because flags on the pole like slide up and downish, and it's just like, dang it, you just missed it. I can let you roll again, or if you'd like to, take 10 to. Again, you're not in any kind of rush or any threat at this point.
No, fair enough. I do.
They're few leagues away that you're fine. They won't be able to see you. They might see you as well as you could see yourself. Maybe with. You don't see any course change. They might have even seen you as well and just been like, "Oh, it's front neck. It's fine."
Okay. Yeah, I'm not so worried about them noticing us so much as just so that they're not looking for us is what I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 14 this time.
Okay, you're able to snag the knot on the lower part. I can say you like climb up a little bit to grab any of the other knot, and the flag you're able to grab and just pull it down.
There we go. Use my prehensile tail to pull it down. Use that-
Yeah, I'll just say like you're just like, why am I untying it? Claws.
I'm a fucking dragonborn. Why don't I just use my fire? Set the whole ship on fire.
But flies away. Oh yeah, that's a good point. You could have just burned it away.
Or I could have just like set all the ropes on fire.
Or just set the whole ship on fire. There you go. No one will recognize it now.
And
Give me
Or
not.
rip all the flags.
I'd rather
Good
vote
point, though.
to not set the ship on fire. We just got it.
That's true. That is true.
but it's very identifiable.
Well, that's
So
one
how do we
less
get around that?
identifier anyway. I got that down for you, Captain.
Florge had a good point. Is there a flag on the back of the ship?
There is actually,
God damn.
but it's
Oh.
well within reach for you to pull off Velen if you want to do a dexterity check or a couple of them.
Really? Dexterity? Why you gotta pick my
You
bad
got
ones?
this, old man.
12.
What'd you get?
12.
Okay. Since you don't have claws, like McFeisty, you're kind of struggling a little bit with the nuts, but finally, after a little bit of struggle, you get that flag untied. Do you let it go into the sea?
No.
Because that's pollution.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
I mean, I was gonna throw it into the forge later, but
Okay.
technically that's air
throwing shit
pollution.
into
If
them?
I mean, it burns shit anyway. It's fine.
I mean, yeah. So,
Yeah, so you like crumple it up.
yep.
Storage to be taken down later.
Probably turn it into a lovely pair of bloomers.
I mean, you do have a lady on the ship, and I don't mean Claire.
Hey.
We didn't actually
mean-
make that assumption.
We
Nap.
there's at least. Well, we're a varied crew. Let's just say that.
We're a very varied crew.
That's for sure. Yeah.
I'm not.
Very.
I'm not going to assume anybody's gender. That's just.
Claire ever decides to be a lady, she would scare the fuck out of you guys.
That would scare the heck out of you guys, I'm sure.
Very true.
Because
Now-
for one, she'd be sober.
We can't have that.
Would she though?
All right. did
Yeah.
Rose
so,
Tuga.
So at this point, yeah, we'll fast forward a little bit. Yeah, we still got time. Yeah. The day goes without any incident. The ship doesn't bother you so much. You find out after a while it is actually heading in the exact same location. It's a merchant ship. Upon closer investigation, when you check up on it every once in a while, because it's still there. And yeah, by nightfall, I'd say about like dusk. So pink sky at night. Sailor's delight.
Delight.
Yeah. Sort of nice pink and mauve and purple and then dark blue and stars all above you as you hit the port city of Rose-Tega. Rose-Tega has several ports along where you're coming up to. One is open and available to you. And you are heading toward at a very decent pace. Velen, you've taken over the wheel at this point because you have a bit more skill than, say, Roxanne does. And you start to slow up a little bit.
Lower the sails. Yep.
Yeah, and you start barking orders. And who is helping with landing?
Oh, I am. So I guess I got to do athletics, right?
Yeah. Anyone else?
I'll help.
Roxanne's helping as well. Heck, if you all help, it would help with the average at the very least. I'm gonna go with an average.
Yeah, I'll help.
Cool.
16
Roxanne's
for
helping
me.
as well. Oh, she's great.
And you
Roxanne-
said you don't want me helping?
You're on the wheel.
You're on the wheel. I would say at the very least you're holding her steady. Do me a strength. You're
You
just
want
keeping her
the-
steady.
The
19
water
strength.
vehicles.
Yes.
The water vehicles proficiency as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Aren't you supposed to
that
have a
even-
proficiency for that?
He did. He was using it.
Well, I got a 7, and that's almost as low as I could possibly ever get. So
Oh wow. Okay.
that's terrible.
Seven and-
So there's a lot of choppy waters. There's a lot of boats. There's a lot of waving back and forth. It's a tad choppier than probably you're used to.
I've never been a captain before.
You've never been a captain before, and now you also have a crew that you're ordering.
Ah,
This is
do the
obviously
thing.
your first time.
Ah, the other thing's gotta happen. No, you're not
What-
supposed to do that yet.
Okay, so yeah, Roxanne did really good. Basically rolled an at 20.
Nice.
Awesome.
What did everyone else get?
19.
Okay,
16.
okay. Steve?
It's 7.
Dang it.
Well, it's shaky, but
Down
one
our
way or another, you're heading towards it, but you're also kind of heading right towards the dock where you lower the gangplank and walk on. As you approach it, though, you do see someone running along the dock. Their hands rise up and glow. Velen, you feel a tug on the wheel as you feel it turn sharply. In fact, if you let it go, you just let it turn where it needs to,
Yep.
and this mage-like character just pushes you into port just like that. The rest of you are able to tie off the ship just fine, and it is good. The porters do make sure that everything's all secure and safe.
I want to learn that.
valet parking.
Right?
Nice.
Everybody remember to park.
This is a classy place.
All right. Now all you need to do is just lower the gangplank.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, you've landed on your first island on your first ship.
Huzzah! We rock. And nobody died.
Yes.
We'd have to be idiots if somebody would die from us parking a ship.
Well,
Right, so the,
now that you've tempted fate.
the gangplank is lowered and you're able to walk to the dock. Right there, the robed individual that helped you dock and keep from crashing into the dock, patiently waits for you at the bottom of it.
What's the protocol? Do we tip her?
This is only my second time on a ship. Well, third if you don't count the time we stole the ship.
I'll
Is there,
toss
like, a
them the gold
knowledge-
piece.
Is there a knowledge local or something like that?
History?
Or any
I don't
kind
know.
of...
I've no idea.
You know what? I'd say knowledge history. Velen, roll me one, since you're asking.
Oh dear.
It might also be common
Mouse
knowledge
is
as
acting
well.
up. History. That's going to go well. Oh, 16.
Nice.
I'm
It's-
surprised.
I'm gonna say it's fairly no matter what you roll, it's fairly common knowledge. This individual is just there at Rose 2 going to make sure, because the water tends to be a bit choppy because of so many ships coming and going to Rose Tuga. This individual is just there to make sure that the ship doesn't crash into anything.
Oh.
They do have a few mages for hire. They don't necessarily get paid, but it's customary to still pay a tip to like port authority. Rose Tuga is sort of off the books of anything royal or military. So anything port authority is sort of a guideline, as it were. It's just a goodwill tip.
Okay.
And just to make sure that no one sacks or ransacks your ship.
Also, okay. Very,
Considering
very okay.
you're
That works.
probably going to be might be leaving an NPC on board, or 2 on board.
Okay.
I forgot, yes, Jacqueline's still with you guys too. And Birno.
Do we have party treasure to pay out of, or do we have to use our own purses?
I'll just toss him a gold piece.
Okay.
Not the robes type. I mean, depending if that's who you're throwing into LaForge.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't hesitate to catch it, looks at it. Then just does like a whistle and a head tilt to one of the porters and just goes, "Here you go, split that." And then he looks up at you, LaForge, and just goes, "Thanks, mate."
Park it in a good spot.
Keep an eye on the hull.
So, disembark.
I guess so.
All right, marching order. Who goes first?
Land, sweet, sweet land.
So Grimace goes first.
No.
Let's just say that Grimace is still getting his sea legs. He hasn't quite figured this whole sea thing out yet.
Okay, so maybe you just like hurry off deck and just like, oh, solid land.
Solid. It's not rocking.
The mage kind of looks at you and just sees you kind of like, you still got the wave going.
I swear to God, I haven't had a drop.
Meanwhile, Clara walks off this like she's been doing this, yes, for years, and
Oh, yeah.
quite frankly, she has been.
Mhm.
You know, as Grimace just going like, still moving with the water or the flow of the ship.
Cool.
Velen and then LaForge afterwards. Do you take Roxanne with you?
If she wants to come.
She takes a look out of the town. From what you guys can hear, what you see and hear. So from the docks, it does lower onto sort of where the ship's offices and stuff like that would be, just where all the organizational is, the organization for docking at Rose Tuga sort of is. Beyond that is a sort of gated off area that goes into the rest of the city. At this point at nighttime, it's raucousy. People are drinking. There's loud. There's sometimes a gunshot here and there. Laughter that is just raucous and just full of alcohol. She looks out and she just goes, "I can handle myself, I suppose." Of course, she kind of looks kind of like, maybe I should stay close to. She kind of looks at Velen, just kind of like, someone?
Probably a good idea.
He's looking vehemently at your direction, Velen, because like you kind of taught her shit, and she's probably like, "I'm still learning shit, aren't I?" Kind of like, "I'm not done yet, aren't
And Belen's just kind of like, woo!
I?"
Probably a good idea.
She sticks close to you.
Oh, me.
Yes,
Okay,
Velen.
sure, yeah.
She's like,
Okay.
She's taking
All right.
back what she's saying.
We're going drinking.
"Oh, is that what we're doing? Okay."
No.
I wonder what they have to drink. Where would you guys like to go? Actually, I'll get you all to roll a d6 for moi. That way I can figure out turns and orders and stuff like that. And if you guys choose to go together.
I got a 5.
A 1.
I got a 1 too.
Ooh, excuse me.
5.
You know what? Why don't we pair off in that case then? So, unless you guys are doing the same thing, Claire in the Forge. We'll
Actually,
start
that's not a bad idea.
with we'll start with Claire. What would you like to do?
Bar.
All right, LaForge.
Probably the same to look for a crew.
Cool. Screw it. Why don't you all just go to the bar? You're all looking for sort of similar stuff. I would assume, Velen, you're also looking for crew as well. What do you plan on doing?
For crew and for information, navigation, charts, maps with treasure on it, maps
Cool.
with monsters on it.
Maps with charts.
And Grimace, you're looking for information on Borum.
Yes, on Borum and that island, but also to sell off the unneeded bits on our ship. AKA
Yeah.
Also
the
bad.
materials.
All that can, I think, be arranged and organized as you're aware. The first stop is usually the saloon, essentially.
Excellent. I'm an
Yeah.
entrepreneur at heart.
And I say, you know what? You all head to the bar. Screw the rolls. Sorry, you guys.
Everybody knows your name.
Now, what's that called again? Anyways, moving right along. Yeah, so as you head down towards you, sort of it's the calm before the storm that is Rose Tega. When you get to the gated sort of doors, you have people sort of check you up and down. It's supposed to be like a weapons check, but they're so half-assed, they don't really get... There's literally guns and bombs going off randomly.
Okay.
And sometimes you hear the sting of a sword as it comes out of its sheath, and yeah, you
They're my weapons. Just try and take them.
literally the most bored like person who's just there is just like could not care. They're getting paid, if they're getting paid so little, they do not care. They're just like, whatever, man.
Can relate, man. Can relate.
Kind of looks up and down at Roxanne, just like, doesn't have a weapon. She's not gonna lose. Mutters to himself. The town itself, there is a lot going on. It is very, very busy. You thought you guys stood out. You guys blend right in with this crowd.
Woo.
All sorts of different folks. When you first walk in, directly, because that was just smart planning on their part, directly in front of the entrance to Rose Tega from the ports is the bar itself. A bunch of different little like shanty sort of houses and buildings, and like next to it is an infirmary, and to like the left of it, next to the left of that is a brothel. As you can tell, a lot of the ladies are hawking their wares, if you will. A lot of frills, a lot of low cut bodices.
Where?
Yes, but can they sail?
A lot of wares as well.
Directly in front of you is the bar, sort of two like shanty buildings down to the left. To the right is some form or other of hotel, or could be a brothel, could be a hotel, but it doesn't look as active as, say, the actual brothel is in town. But at
Oh, a
this point,
brothel.
at this point, what's the difference? People could even be doing it in the upstairs of the bar as well. It's a very active town, and it's nighttime. Um, Next to that is more nondescript shanty houses, but the ones of import are sort of the four like directly in front of you.
Great.
I discovered the drinkiness.
Cool. Do y'all follow or go ahead your own sort of way?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, not necessarily any kind of order or
Oh,
anything like
before I
that.
do though, I do hand Roxanne a dagger and just be like, if anybody gives you any trouble, stick them with the pointy end.
And she puts it in her sash where it can just stay safe and kind of keeps a secure hand on it. And just nods quietly. Her expression is terrified, but like she's putting on a brave face for you.
Cool, then I go and drink.
So as you all go, a set of swinging double doors open, and you are in a not off from a Western saloon, very much pirate themed and nautical themed saloon. The room is huge. To sort of your left, there's a bit of a stage over there. There's sort of like someone singing shanty songs to a stringed or a fluted instrument or a pipe instrument. Directly like opposite to that is the actual bar, Claire, which you beeline towards.
Yep.
And actually, you recognize the bartender. He sort of has sort of just a little cropped sort of like handlebar goatee, mustache, dark hair, tan skin. He usually has just torn sleeves off of a leather jerkin of some kind, tattooed from like the chest below the like or collarbone down and on his arms as well. A couple of sleeves going on there, and recognizes you and just like, "Hey, Claire, usual."
Oh, you know it.
And you know him as Jockram.
How you doing, John?
Oh, can't complain. And he pours you off a nice big heavy tankard and just like, let me guess, open up the tab for you again, or is this on the same tab? And you know he's bugging you.
Don't kid.
Here you go, drink up.
Thank you.
At this point, he does this tradition where if it's a regular person, he drops the drink in front of you. You take a seat, and he clangs the bell next to it, and the entire room erupts in "Arr!"
Arr!
Just in case you forgot, we're playing a pirate game. Directly across from the opening where the rest of you are, y'all just Claire just beeline to the bar and make friends and shake hands basically with the barkeep. Is a staircase that go up into the upper parts, where you see a few gentlemen with gentlemen going upstairs, some women with just gentlemen who are just shamefully putting their clothes back on, just like, oh yeah, I know you know what they're up to. The rest on the floor is a combination of people drinking, having a good time. Few people who are really well into their card game. They're playing a card game, I guess.
The whole
Some
room.
other pirates in the nearest corner to you guys near a dartboard. No one's really playing darts, but there's a very supposed to be covert conversations happening there. There's lots to take a look. There's no hiding from anything. You guys can see all of this in plain sight. Where would you like to start?
Well, I think I'm probably going to grab a drink too.
Okay. You head over and yeah, you are introduced to John, the barman. Muscles McGee would be his nickname. As actually a few people are just like, hey, Muscles McGee, Muscles. But you heard Claire say John, just know him by name.
Yeah, I'm with her.
Oh,
Same.
Oh wow, Claire, nice friend you got there, and he pours it on Mac. Just he's like, he pours out a
No,
drink.
just
like,
met.
oh really? So is it true what they say about Dragonborn?
Pardon?
Is it true what they say about Dragonborn? Scales all over.
I don't know. You know they're not my type.
Oh, gotcha.
We're sailing together, not sailing together.
And literally looks to quick glance to Grimace and just like, no offense, man, just wondering, just curious, and goes to help the next person. He's regularly busy.
You just had to ask me.
Sort of asked like both of you just as he's serving, just like, so.
He did
Comment.
actually ask you.
I thought he was talking to Claire. I'm very polite. I don't bust in on other people's conversations, so.
Velen LaForge?
Size up the bar. Look at how clean it is. Walk
Yeah,
up
it ain't that clean.
to the barkeep. I mean, it's a bar in a dive town. What are you gonna do? Go to the barkeep.
It's called the Lusty Siren.
Excellent. The quality establishment.
Mm-hmm. It's also next to a brothel and possibly
Another brothel.
a brothel, as it were.
Huh. John. A round of drinks for my friends. Information on a dozen of the best and best looking crew that are available to sail immediately, and information on what was the name of that dude?
Borum.
Borum. And any rumors of treasure.
You've approached the bar at that point, right?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just standing at the doorway. Hey, you. No. Yeah.
I was gonna say, at the mention of Borum, there's a couple of glances that look towards you, and a few people like just go back to it and shake their head, or some folks even just like inch away a little bit, like, what's this guy up to? John looks at you and just like, sure. Information will cost you. Beer just flows at this point.
Keep producing coins.
How many do you produce? Each of you.
Go with 5.
5 coins? Okay. He produces Claire and Grimace. You got your second tankards right next to your original ones as I'm pretty sure, Claire, by this point you're finished your first one already?
Yes.
Yeah. Drops one in front of LaForge, one in front of Roxanne, gives a wink to Roxanne, who's just like, don't know what to do with this. Looks at LaForge and just goes, what's your poison?
Oil, please.
Got it. So to your surprise, there is some form or other of like a liter can of some kind of like briny kind of oil thing. And he's like, from the kitchen, is that all right?
That is acceptable.
Sure.
This is a classy town.
As for
bacon grease.
then he kind of leans
works.
in just towards your direction, Velen, and is just like, so let me get this straight. You're looking for crew most likely ready to set sail right now.
Yep.
Just
You
so
gotta
you know,
be competent and they gotta be beautiful.
cool. See, you got your standards and your priorities in order. If you're looking for anything, you're going to be looking towards
The brothel next door.
Dude, none of those girls know how to sail a ship. I mean, they know their way around a mast, if you know what I mean.
Maybe. I'm not judging. Maybe they do. You don't
Most of them
know.
don't. They know their way around a
All right.
mast. They don't know their way around a ship. In fact, some of them probably shouldn't have on a ship. Most of them are drunk anyway. Here, anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about drunk women on my ships.
Absolutely not.
It's a terrible practice.
Not at all. Kind of looks over at Claire and then back to you.
Claire is just glaring.
At who?
Velen.
This is everybody.
Why do you think I bought her another beer?
Right, so, but I don't think she needs your help, pal.
Yeah,
If you're not a lot of information, don't have a lot of time to soak up a lot of stuff, but if you're looking for anything for along the crew, you might want to look, and he points towards the Avid poker game in the sort of like corner to like your right side when you first came in. It's like you're gonna ask for an individual by the name of Guts. Mostly because they got a lot of guts and they tend to know a lot of people. They've been on a lot of different crews. In fact, they've probably been on every single crew that comes here. Fairly old individual. And yeah, no, fairly old beard, big scruffy beard, blue headscarf, mostly bald. Has one earring on his right. No, he's the one to help you with any kind of crews or anyone that you're looking for crew. Rumors or maps or any kind of cartography. He looks over to. Oh, looks like he's done now. Kind of like he doesn't point and maintain that point. He kind of just does a quick point, and he's like, "Redhead nerd coming down the stairs there." He's name is Joshua. He is a cartographer and sort of knows rumors and stuff of different islands, just whatever you're looking for. He might know something of this Borum guy. He tends to dabble in the occult. No one really likes him that much, but pays for his room, pays for his beard. He's not an issue. But he's the one to ask about for rumors and stuff. Rumors of treasure? Read the room, dude. Everyone's here looking for treasure. Treasure could be 2 doors down. Treasure could be in the bottom of your glass. Treasure could be in winning a game, my friend. Can't help you any more than that, unless you're looking for specific like island har yo ho ho kind of treasure. Yeah, you're better off sticking with Guts or Joshua. They're your best bets at this point in time.
Excellent. Thank you kindly.
Oh, I do also suppose there is that one sea captain you can talk to. She's sort of near where the stage is. Actually, her acquaintance, if you will, is going to be singing tonight. She goes by the name of Samantha, but no one calls her that. Her name is Captain Blair. She tends to know people and things, and she seems to know some dark stuff. And actually, John looks over to Claire. Oh yeah, hey Claire, you know that singer lady that's been here? You've been here a few times and she's been around. She's kind of full siren. Marigold.
Yeah.
You guys obviously see her do this.
Why is Marigold here?
Because
how many exes
Sam
do you
is here.
have?
Because Sam is here. Sam always comes when she's performing, and Sam always knows when she is performing.
Any other baggage we need to know about?
Ooh.
Actually, at that, man, John just goes, "You can keep your glasses full. Anything else? Thanks for the 5 gold,
We're good,
my friend."
John.
Will we
Thanks
have
for
to
5
rescue
gold.
this one as well?
Probably.
No. Marigold can handle themselves. I'm just going to stay here and drink, and nobody convinced me to go up on stage. Marigold hates it when I stand her up.
Alrighty.
All right.
Show her
I'm
up.
vaguely intrigued.
So you have your locations to go
No,
to, and you are all in earshot.
I imagine you meant stand her up. I've heard of a wizard named Freud. He dabbles in this sort of thing.
And Freudian
So-
slips.
Yeah, exactly. He's a tailor. Um, so Grimace, we have a potential lead. The bespectacled youth with the scrolls.
And you
Right.
see him kind of
He
shuffling
dabbles
down
in
the
the occult.
stairs and tucking his shirt, and he finds a private
I say we pull
table.
him in. I say we recruit him. He's a good navigator.
We are in need of one of those.
Seriously, just because I got a little bit distracted. That's fine.
If he's a good navigator, then let's swipe him up before somebody else does.
Plus, he knows the occult.
We are in need of one of those as well.
Can Kelly hear us?
Belly.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just
We're sure if
saying.
you
I'm
could hear
just
us.
hearing you guys talking about taking on a navigator who is involved in the occult, and I'm like, hello,
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
Velen, you just straight up insulted your navigator.
I mean,
Who else figured out how to get here? You both did.
I'm
Yeah.
so not like reading the maps or anything there, Velen.
Three
it doesn't
heads are
hurt to have
better
another
than
set
two.
of eyes. Plus, he knows the occult. He may be able to have an idea as to where we could go for temples.
Okay, you might have a point.
Plus, he's a kid,
Not that
and he
old.
doesn't look exactly what's the word I'm looking for? Seaworthy.
Neither am I.
True, but we can toughen you up. That's fine.
You are just. I don't know what to think of you right now.
Okay. Do you want me to let your ex know that you're here? Then shush.
You can shut up. They're not an ex.
Aren't they?
I mean, he's jumping that conclusion because you really didn't leave a lot of information for him there, Claire.
Well, of course not. I'm not just gonna dive in.
Why not? It's a bar. What else are you gonna do?
I mean,
Drink.
Good idea.
We're just going on past information. See, if you don't provide details, we have to go
we
with...
just assume you have a sailor in every port. I don't know.
Speaking
I was gonna
of,
say an X in every port.
anyone who is drinking, except for LaForge, everyone do me a Constitution save.
Okay.
These I can do.
I assume you guys can drink. Also, I think Velen, aren't you immune to being poisoned?
18.
Claire is fine.
9. Apparently, I'm not.
One seems to knock you a little bit, just like, did it always smell this bad in here?
I never understood that, but I'm acid resistant. Maybe it's because I'm mostly water.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Straight
This
Constitution.
is something you guys are going to need to understand.
Constitution save.
Oh, a save. Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Constitution save.
Boom. 19. That's a low roll.
That was a 19?
Yep.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so this is something you guys are going to need to understand if we decide to come back here again. Marigold is a full siren.
Huh?
I'm half.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Full sirens don't like halfies. We
Oh.
clash a
Sure.
lot.
Is she your mother or something?
No.
This is a bit like muggles, I'm assuming.
A little bit.
But you mean like have squibs?
What was that?
No, I'm just
Your mic
clarifying the whole muggle
kind
thing.
of cut out.
Oh
a
no,
bit
Mike,
there,
you
Mike.
kind of like blurted out or
You
frizzed out a
robot.
little bit.
Check. Nope.
No, but when you were talking, you were fine. You're
Cool.
fine now, but just while you were talking, just want to rehear what you were saying.
No, I was just wondering about the whole muggle thing. You know, which one of them are squibs?
I don't know. It was
And
just a term I
why?
read in a book once.
All right.
Whatever. That's the
go
story.
over,
That's
talk
all
to
you
this-
need to know.
Full siren. Okay. And you're a half siren. That actually explains a lot. I had questions for you, but then you disappeared down into the Weiniger vault there, and I never got a chance to ask you about what happened on the island back there.
You had plenty of chances to ask me. What do you mean? What happened on the island?
That
Plus
whole
on the ship, she did it on the ship too.
the whole
Oh, tearing his
Bitey.
throat out?
yeah, that
The bitey thing.
the bitey thing, yeah.
Yeah, careful, sirens bite.
Good to know. Alrighty. Note to self.
Uh-huh. Talk to Guts.
All right, who else is going to go? Because you all were in earshot hearing this. Who's going to go and talk to the non-gendered individual named Guts?
I'm not captain. I'm just navigator.
Ah. Wow.
Do you want to go and bug?
I'm gonna go
Joshua?
bug guts.
Right, so that's 2 for Guts. Grimace, you kind of seen and know where Joshua is, and you heard of him.
I have.
Do you want to go talk cult shit with him?
Let's see what he's got.
You make your drunken, courageous self walk over.
I did roll a 9, so I'm just like, hey, you.
Meanwhile, Velen and Claire, do you keep an eye out for Roxanne?
I'll be keeping an eye out
I
for
do.
Roxanne.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
forgot about
Casual.
that.
LaForge, you're next to Roxanne, who has clearly only had a sip, and it's knocked her on her ass.
Damn.
And she finishes it, and she's like, she rolled bad. I'm just like, I'm going to put my hand on your metal self and hope that you're not spinning with the room.
Are you in need of assistance?
Not as of yet, but do not leave my side. Please.
Understood.
Actually, while you're there, LaForge, do me a perception check, please. So yeah, Claire and Velen have gone to Guts. Grimace has stumbled and is bumper carring his way to Joshua.
The bonus about being a dragonborn, you're just like, my way, boom, 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 ping pong my way across the room.
12.
Okay, nothing too much pops in your conversation, but sort of behind-ish you. You hear 2 men discussing something, and something triggers in your memory circuits and in your wiring. You hear the word child, the child, every once in a while, and it just echoes in your head. And it's from a conversation from behind you. It's the hush, the one that was very hush-hushed.
I'm gonna pick up Roxanne by the scruff, and I'm gonna wheel over to that particular conversation.
Cool. And I think that's where we're going to end it for the day, with each of you going off to your own little conversations.
Woo! Nice.
All right. Thank you for playing, and thank you for coming, everyone. Yeah, that is where we're going to close it for the day. I think we're just going to do our sign-off and and then we are good to go. We might also raid somebody at the same time. So let's start off, cycle through with Mike.
Hi. Mike, played villain. You can catch my pre-COVID cosplay stuff at Canadian Captain America on Instagram and Twitter. I occasionally guest as a Julian Mandrake in the Vancouver by Night game on the Vancouver by Night Twitch stream. Tuesdays I'm here, or Wednesdays I'm here, excuse me. Tuesdays I play in the Call of the Abyss on at the Ubu Overlords Twitch stream, and we're doing a collaboration with Vancouver by Night as a possible D&D game, probably Fridays in the upcoming weeks to come. So stay tuned.
Kelly.
Hello, goodbye. I am Kelly. I played Grimace McFeisty. I am not really on social media all that much, but I am here every Wednesday, and I am fabulous every day.
Bethany.
Hi, I play Claire, and if you feel like following me on socials, you can find me on Instagram at Dark Ninja Raven. It's my cosplay art Instagram, and there's also a link to my link tree for my other socials. Otherwise, bye. See you on Wednesday.
And Steve.
I'm Steve, generally the storyteller on Vancouver by Night. This weekend we're going to be doing something interesting. We're going to be doing about 8 hours of vampire stuff. It's going to start off over on Q Time's channel with a Malkavian only game. Then we're going to go to the dice game, Level Up Dice, for Vancouver Adjacent by Night. And then we're going to go to here, Vancouver by Night, for the regular Vancouver by Night game. So we're going to do about 8 hours of streaming that particular day. It's gonna be, we're trying to raise money for Jasper's Game Day, which is awesome. You should check it out. I think I have the thing somewhere in the chat. I will actually add it in. Yeah, so come and check that out. We are doing it 8 hours straight, and yeah, so we will see you then.
All right, and I am Rose. I was your dungeon mistress for the night, minus the leather gear. We're just gonna say our har on the count of 3, and we will see you next Wednesday at the same pirate time, same pirate place. 3, 2, 1.
Arr!
Arr!
Yarg.
Close enough.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Artwork.
Yeah.